Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Alessandro, and in this video I'm going to be talking with you a little bit about clenching and grinding of teeth. Now, this can be often in the form of a question from a patient during a checkup or something. They can come up and say, "Hey doc, do you think I'm grinding my teeth?" Or a statement, "Hey doc, I think I'm grinding my teeth." Or it could be our observation when we're doing a checkup and we look in the mouth and we see some wear and we say, "Hey, I think that you're grinding your teeth." So it can come from a whole bunch of different ways. But how do we know as dentists that somebody is grinding their teeth? Well, there are a bunch of different ways, and I'll go through them. Number one, the patient themselves will say, "Yeah, my wife, husband, whoever the significant other is, here's me and my teeth kind of grinding away at night." Well, then if in that case, then even though they may not realize it, if their significant other or spouse has told them that that's the case, well, that's the case, let's just face it. So that's one way. And another way is, sometimes they'll say their jaws feel tired, their muscles feel tired, maybe sore in the mornings. We'll look in the mouth and we'll see wear spots on a whole bunch of different teeth. So we'll look in the mouth and see, oh, look at that. Instead of seeing these nice cusps, these bumps on the teeth, and the fossae, which is the grooves, the valley-like areas on the back molars and the premolars, if things start to look worn flat, and I'll even show you that in my own mouth here in just a second, then yeah, we all know that clenching and grinding is happening. So for instance, here it is. Here are my x-rays, and we're cutting out to show you the picture of my x-rays. And whenever I talk about, that area on the tooth where, basically on every single tooth, the whole area is called the occlusal table. That's our fancy way for saying the top part of the tooth that we use to chew with. Well, the occlusal table, in my case, is flat as a table. You can see that both on this x-ray that you're looking at and also here. As you can look in my own mouth at my own teeth, you can see that they are worn very flat and smooth. And in fact, a funny story is that I had a hygiene student who was cleaning my teeth while I was a dental student, looked at my teeth and was looking and said, "Oh, look at this. You have some nice composite resin fillings." And I was looking up at her and I said, "No, I actually do not have any composite resin fillings at all." And the instructor happened to be passing by and just kind of chuckled and said, "Oh no, he's just grinding his teeth like crazy." And to which I nodded, because that was obvious. I knew I was doing it. So that said, as you can see, that's what happens. My teeth ended up getting kind of flattened out pretty well by stress. The stress of school, stress of, I was actually working a job, stress of work. There were a lot of things going on, and it made me clench and grind my teeth, which again, stress makes it happen, and that's pretty normal. It's a normal outlet for our bodies to do. That said, what can we do about it? Well, we can protect our teeth, and there are a bunch of different ways we can do that. So one way to do it is to go out to Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, one of those places, and get yourself what I call, call it relaxedly, a boil and bite. So what you do is you get this night guard material from these pharmacies, and you put it typically in hot water. You let it soften up, and then when it's soft but yet not too hot, because you want to be careful, don't want to burn yourself, you put it in your mouth and you sculpt it to your teeth. And once it's sculpted, you cut out the excess, then you put it in your mouth and you try it out, and there you have it. You have your very own homemade night guard for about 20 to 25 bucks. Pros is that it's convenient to do. You can do it at home, don't have to worry about it too much. It like I said, very, very simple, straightforward. The con is that sometimes these things don't fit all that great. You're kind of trying to make it yourself. You may not have the exact right fit. Things could move, could shift, could distort. And then you've got something that's unwearable. And a lot of people, they seem to think it is pretty much unwearable. I haven't encountered too many success stories with the homemade boil and bites, but it is something that you can try. And it is inexpensive, so I'd say go for it. Option two, you can have a night guard made by a laboratory. That is, we take our molds and we send them to the lab, and they return a night guard which we then put in, fit, make sure it's right, make sure the bites balance everything, and then you go on your way. Option 3 is if you happen to have had braces or undergoing braces or Invisalign, you can have a form of Invisalign retainer as a final retainer, as a night guard. And that can help. And in fact, that's what I do. I went through Invisalign and I'm using my retainers as guards. So that's convenient. You don't have to worry about getting something new, but they are a bit thinner, so you could wear through them. And I've seen a patient do just that, just wore completely through and made it basically unwearable. So those are the things that you can do. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, has explained things to you as to why we clench and grind and what we can do about clenching and grinding to protect our teeth. Because ultimately, we're trying to protect our back teeth here and keep them at about the same level or as close to the same level as possible throughout your lifetime. Because if these wear away, the problem is that they could break, and then if they wear away too much, you start to do chewing or start to grind or do more activity with these front teeth. These front teeth aren't designed to do the same type of work as these back teeth. So if you start putting those pressures on these front teeth, they'll start to break and chip too. And now you have an expensive reconstruction problem. We're trying to maintain the height of these teeth and where the bite is, the spot where the bite is. Our fancy term in dentistry is called vertical dimension of occlusion. Over the course of time, we're all going to lose it because our teeth wear away. We're using our teeth to chew, so they're going to wear away naturally. But if we're clenching and grinding, that could really accelerate things and then lead to a bunch of damage and a bunch of expensive problems that none of us want. So so if you know you're clenching and grinding, I recommend you do everything you can to protect your teeth with some sort of a guard. And that said, I appreciate you joining me in this video. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope you're all staying well and healthy.